In this video, we're going to be going over the PortSwigger Academy password brute force via password change lab. So this lab's password change functionality makes it vulnerable to brute force attacks. To solve the lab, use the list of candidate passwords to brute force Carlos's account and access his My Account page. So we have our credentials, which are Wiener and Peter. We also have the victim username, which is Carlos, and we have a list of candidate passwords here. Let's go ahead and spin up our lab. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lock the app. So let's go into our My Account page. Let's try to log in with our credentials, Wiener and Peter. We see that we're able to log in. Here we can change our password. So let's change it from Peter to Peter1 and Peter1 and change password. Looks like the password functionality works. Okay, now let's try a incorrect password. So we'll do Peter, and we'll do two different new passwords. So Peter 12 and Peter 13. And change password. And we see current password is incorrect. Okay, let's try to experiment with this a little bit. So while we were doing all of that, our traffic should have been funneled through Foxy Proxy and into Burp Suite. So if we go into Burp Suite and we go to Proxy and HTTP history, we can kind of see our journey through the application as we were walking it. So we have a post login request, and we can see our username is Wiener and our password is Peter. We can also see the My Account Change Password, where we were able to change our current password from Peter to Peter1. And if we render that out, we got a password change successfully. Okay, so we kind of understand how this whole password change thing works. Let's try to see if we can notice a difference between anything and generate some error messages. Let's go ahead and send this request to Repeater. So we have a username of Wiener, we have a current password of Peter, we have new password 1 as Peter1, and new password 2. So the idea is that if these two values match, then it should be able to change the password of this user right here. What happens if we don't put in the correct password? So let's say that we just, we have a typo in our current password position. And we leave the new password as Peter1 and Peter1. Incorrect password, and we have two matching values. So let's see what the response is going to be. So if we send this out, we get a 302 found. If we follow the redirection and we render out, we get the home page. So if we try to log back in, we have a, you have made too many incorrect login attempts. Please try again in 1 minute.
1 minute later.
Let's try and change the password one more time. So let's type in Peter1 and a new password of Peter12 and Peter12. Change password. Let's grab that password change request and send it over to Repeater. Let's try and do a correct password and two differing values. And we can send the request, and we get a 200 OK. And if we render out, we see new passwords do not match. Okay, so we know that if we have a correct password in the current password parameter and two differing values in password 1 and password 2, that we get this error message right here. We have a username parameter. So let's try to change this username parameter. Let's highlight the current password position and let's send this request to intruder. And let's go grab our password list, paste it into Burp Suite. And finally, let's go to settings and let's look for that message in our responses. So we're going to scroll down to grep match. We're going to clear everything and yes. And we're going to look for new passwords do not match, since that was a string that we got when we entered our correct password. And we're going to add that and flag responses matching these expressions. So what this is going to do is it's going to try for the username of Carlos. It's going to go through each one of these passwords in payload configuration, one at a time. And because we have two values that are not matching in these two positions, we can look for that error message, and then based on that, we can use that payload, whatever's in that position, to log into Carlos's account. So let's go ahead and start the attack. Okay. We see automatically we're getting 200, so that's a good sign. Let's reverse this so that we can see the requests as they come in. So when we get a correct password in that first position, we're going to get a 1 right here. It's going to flag that new passwords do not match error message, and that will indicate what Carlos's password is. Okay, and let's pause it here. So we see that we have a 1 in this column right here. Let's scroll this up, and we can see the response and render it out, and we see new passwords do not match. So we have that error message that we're getting, and we can see that our username is Carlos. So we can go over to the request, and we can look at the current password of Harley. Let's copy that over, and let's try to log in as Carlos. So let's go over to our lab, log out, and back to my account, type in Carlos and Harley, and log in. And we have successfully solved the lab. That's pretty much everything. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.